one.
All right.
All three of us on time. You're listening to the Underground Initiative, celebrating Lionheart with Matt.
And Shannon Hayes.
We had a different plan for how that was going to come out, but that's how it came out. So today we're going to celebrate our first guest outside of the household. We're excited about that. Murray Yance is here with us, and we're going to talk about some things in his life. And there's a few things I think that makes him Lionheart that I just want to share. And then Murray's got some stuff for us. We'll just talk back and forth here. So what I do want to talk about first, we'll say hey to Murray. What's up, Murray? Say hey. See if they think forget.
Hey, Mom. I mean, you always have to do that.
Yeah.
That's right, absolutely.
Especially for the video. If you got the video, definitely.
And ask me where I'm going, it's Disney World.
There you go. Absolutely.
So I do want to first get this off my chest. So we're doing the whole life challenge. We talked about that.
Gosh, yeah.
That's the stupidest thing ever. Sorry. I know. I mean, everybody that we're in this as a team, I know, but
Right.
I'm frustrated eating.
I think
I'm having
everyone's
a hard
frustrated
time.
to eat. I mean, I'm hungry. I'm hangry.
I'm hungry too.
But what did you choose?
So I chose lifestyle, right?
Okay.
I didn't even go performance. I chose lifestyle. Where you at with it, Murray? Are you gonna be honest with us?
Yeah, first day, nutrition, 0. And I just posted on there, sorry for letting the team down. But this is a typical Saturday for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, today I did better, being Sunday.
Yeah.
I did work out this morning, so I hadn't drank any beer today. So that's good. I'm doing all right today.
That's
Yeah.
good. So we got some extra points.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
I'll put that on side.
That's okay.
Love my wife.
Yeah,
She said good luck.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. Awesome. What's up, Jana?
Yeah, I'm hangry, and I've been at home, and I'm used to eating, so I'm having cravings of things that I'm not generally craving, like spaghetti noodles and those type of things.
Oh, it's killing me on the
Yeah.
milk. Like I just want milk. I
Pasta.
wake up. I got a routine I've set
Yeah.
out with this block diet I've been eating for I don't know how many years now.
I don't know, it's been long.
Forever. So the milk, the cheese. I eat a
Your
I eat a
almond
cup
butter
of
cookie
cereal
before bed?
Yeah, I got in the habit of eating an almond butter cookie and a cup of milk every night before bed. I'm not getting it. I'm really dying here.
That's
I
right.
know, but now look, there's a lot of other habits we're creating. So that's only one out of 7. So
Okay, yeah.
we can try to do good in all the others. I'm just got to tell my team too that I think I'm going to lose some points in my eating a little bit because I'm going to have to eat some bad stuff.
I
Yeah.
will too.
Yeah.
It's destined to happen.
Yeah. I mean, but that's okay. I mean,
Yeah, we can make it. They say
got
it's
it.
cool. All right, so that's off my chest. I'm frustrated with that. Now I'm going to move on.
All right. Let's move on.
So, Murray, we've known each other quite a while. We go way back. We got to know each other in kindergarten.
First
Known each other
33 years.
Yeah, that's a long time. Murray to me, so I'm asking Murray to be on. One thing is so we grew up together. We went through life together through the teenage years and all of that. So experienced that together. Found our separate ways for a while, and I went off to school and did life in my direction, and Murray went and did his life in his direction. He may tell a little about that, I don't know. But and then we came back together not too long ago, just around the gym here, and just kind of been kicking it since. And there's so Murray got grit. Murray works hard. Murray,
Yes, he does.
For me, when I first said Murray, you're Lionheart. We were talking about the podcast. How long ago we started talking about a podcast?
It was a while back.
It was a while back we started talking about wanting to do it. And one day Murray comes in. I don't know. You had been up since 3 in the morning, maybe earlier than that. Had to be somewhere at 3 in the morning, I think. And told me a little bit about his day. He had to go do work on one side. He's jumping from site to site. He shows up over here to work out at 5 in the afternoon, goes through the workout. He's got to hustle home. He's got to do some more work before he can go to bed, and he's got to get up and start it all over again. And immediately, just in the simple part, that one little glimpse of what he's got going on, I said, man, that's Lionheart right there. That takes it.
Yeah,
you
some
know?
days are worse than others.
So that's just my glimpse of it, and there's so much more to Murray than just that little piece. And I just want to talk to him a little bit about his life that she would like to share. So just tell us about your family right now, real quick, if you would.
Well, I was going to tell you, we've known each other 33 years,
Yeah.
and there's not but maybe 3 or 4 other people really that are, I would say, are older friends than you.
Yeah.
Just because we went to daycare together.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, and I'm serious about that. Yeah, and then went to school.
Right.
Because you went to daycare in Ashford.
Yeah.
Sunshine.
Yo, I was at the Funshine.
Hey,
Do it, Funshine, shout out.
yeah. I went to Miss Betty's, Miss Betty Owen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I know we don't need to get off on other things, but
It don't
actually she's the secretary now for a company that we sub through.
Oh, really?
Well, she has been for years.
Yeah.
So I actually get to see her and talk to
Yeah,
her pretty often.
really?
Yeah.
The
So it's
circle of
amazing how
life,
it all
you
comes
know?
back around. Yeah.
Definitely.
So, but she was sweet. So that's the only reason I have a couple more older friends than you.
Yeah.
But so all right, so you want to talk about how me or my family or?
Yeah, so
Okay.
just tell us about Jana and the kids, you know, real quick. And,
All right,
and
I'll give you the 10-minute nickel tour.
yeah.
Me and my wife's name's Jana Whittington. It's an odd name. We met. See, we've been married 12 years. We met 14 years ago. Not too long after her birthday, somewhere in July. Her birthday is July 4th, and she had been to Alaska for 2 weeks with her mom because her dad was working in Alaska at that time, and because he was retired from the Army, he was working with Boeing. So anywho, we had some friends here in Dothan. Unbeknownst to me, that was her college roommate. Yeah, Elizabeth Brown was her college roommate. So I was friends with them, went up to the lake, spent a weekend with them. They were married, I wasn't married, and some other friends were there. They wasn't married either. So I was kind of like the single guy, you know.
Yeah.
And, but then, you know, she said, well, we got a friend of ours coming from Huntsville. Yeah, well, whatever, that's fine. So we had met that night, and she was odd. She was an odd person, weird.
Awesome.
You can tell her that?
But yeah, I was probably
If
pretty
he
odd,
wants
too.
her to know that, he will tell her.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, we're very honest. Honest, but so we met then and whatnot. And, you know, we didn't. It wasn't us to spend the weekend or nothing like that or anything. It just we met there, had a good time. A couple of weeks later, kind of parted our ways. A couple of weeks later, Ben basically lied to me by saying she was asking about me. Elizabeth lied to her, saying that I was asking about her.
Matchmaking.
And she come back down here again. So probably about a month later, she came back down to visit. We went out, not on a date. We just went out with them, and then, you know, one thing led to another. I wouldn't say love was in there right then, but it was definitely something to look into, and so we did. So after that, we called them back and forth. Now, she lived in Huntsville.
Yeah.
So the fastest I ever made in Huntsville was like 4 hours and 15 minutes.
That's getting it.
Yeah, that was on a Friday, 85 miles an hour nonstop, and it's usually 5.5 hours. So we did that for a year, back and forth.
Yeah.
She'd come down, I'd go up. So I had a house of my own in Headland. She owned a house in Madison, which is right out of Huntsville. So we'd done that for a year, a little over a year, and then so we met July, and the next July 4th, her birthday, I asked her to marry me.
Oh.
In Huntsville at her mom and daddy's house.
Okay.
So they knew. She
Right.
didn't know.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so our friends came up, she didn't know. And her mama kept encouraging her to get dressed a little bit more. Maybe put on some makeup.
Trying to help the setup.
Yeah. She was fighting her the whole time. She's
Yeah.
like, it's just, you know, family, blah, blah, blah. And so she didn't know what quite was going on. So anyways, it happened.
Let me ask you about that real quick. So did you go and do the thing where you go, obviously you talked to the
Oh, yeah,
lady
yeah.
and went through the whole,
Her dad was off working, and he would come home for a week every 6 weeks. So I called him when he was home, told him, of course we had already gotten to know each other for a year. Even though he was still out working, he'd come home a week, and I tried to catch it where at least I could be around him there. He's a great guy, I love him to death. And my mother-in-law too, So yeah, I did. I called him when he was home. I couldn't go see him, but I called him, and he gave me his quote-unquote blessing.
there you go.
Absolutely.
Southern gentleman right
Yeah,
there,
I
y'all.
love that.
What's up?
Well, you did it too.
I did, yeah.
Love to have you in the family, this, that. And of course, he said, if she'll take you. So that was, we still weren't sure. Now, the thing, John, I'll tell you, the most interesting note about all this is I never told her, which some people may say this is weird, I never told her I loved her until the day I asked her to marry me.
Is that right?
Yeah.
How about that?
Now, she knew
Reserved it for the right
She knew it, and that's what I told her. I said, when I mean it, I mean it.
Yeah.
And I didn't want to tell you asking
Right.
to marry me because I think that's just a letdown. I'm not saying if anybody, if y'all did that beforehand or
That's
anything,
awesome.
I'm not talking bad about anybody, but
No,
I'm just thinking,
fine,
Everybody got their way.
Yeah, so, and
That is
she stole
interesting.
that. Yeah, she stole that store, and I tell.
Yeah, I like that.
I
That's
like that
pretty
too.
good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I always figured,
Daughters hear that.
Yeah, the L word is powerful. I told her I liked her a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's another
You're
L
really
word,
cool.
yeah.
I kind of like you. I dig you.
So, but anyway, so we met, we married. I told her she got 4 months. We're getting married, planning. I said we'll be married before Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want to drag it out. We were both 25, 26 at the time. Didn't want to drag it out, nothing. So her brother was a wedding photographer, luckily. So we caught in Dallas. They live in Dallas. So we caught a weekend where he didn't have anything to do. So that's the reason we got married. November the 11th or the 12th.
You should have had that written down. before you come
November
out
the
here.
11th. I think
Somebody give him a
I
pen.
think it's the 11th because the 12th is Veterans Day. Yeah, so it's 11th.
Actually, that's backwards. You got it backwards. The
Is
12th
it?
is Veterans Day.
So we got-
the 11th is Veterans Day, right? Every time. That's
So-
my November the
Yeah.
11th, Chanel's birthday.
Okay, yes.
Veterans Day.
That's right. That's right. You're right.
We're gonna move on from that, so we'll leave that behind us.
We're gonna jump
And
from that
then,
one real quick.
we got, married and moved into a house. I already had a house picked out for us. A fella was going to sell his house. I know him. We're friends. Wanted to buy. Really wasn't the house she wanted, but she said that'd be fine. So we've been there for 13 years, same house. 4 years later, age of 30, had my first child, Cody. Named Cody Cooper, Yance. And the only reason we named him Cooper, because if you say it real loud and real hard, it yells good together. So I'm serious about that now. So,
Cody Cooper.
there you go. That's
Thank
it.
you.
It
I
sounds
went too
good.
loud.
I wanted to name him Dakota. She said no. But I did want to call him Cody, always Cody.
Yeah.
She
Right.
knew we're not having a child named Dakota. Whatever. So, but anyway, so he came along. I thought we were just going to have one child. And then, let's see, Heather's 8. 4 years later,
Yeah.
Jana didn't want to tell me, come home from work.
Oh.
And she said, got some news. I'm pregnant. And I said, she didn't know, because we had really talked about just having one child.
Right. Yeah.
Just because he was already 4.
Yeah.
He's fixing the best, fixing to start kindergarten.
Yeah.
We're good. And here comes Heather. Yeah, surprise, Heather. So that was, but it was a good surprise. Love her
Right.
death. Now she's 4, fixing to be 5. Cody will be 9 in this July. Going into the 4th grade. Heather will be going to kindergarten, fixing to get a raise because she'll be no longer in daycare.
That's
There
what's
you
up.
go.
That's
Yeah.
That's a big raise.
That is a big.
That's exciting.
It is $400 a month.
Yes, I
Yeah,
totally agree.
That's
a lot.
$5,000 a year.
Man, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
so
we had-
you
That's
think
a
about
huge
that.
raise,
Yeah.
Oh, I know. We
Ain't
had
no doubt.
3.
Yeah, that's
We've
what I
got
mean.
3 kids.
Shannon went
I know.
home because of it with all the kids,
Yeah.
and I was teaching school at the time. I mean,
Yeah.
we needed the raise immediately. So
Absolutely.
Right, yeah.
take her and put her home and get it.
So we've been in the same spot
Yeah.
13 years. We got 2 little acres there in Headland. We're right off 22.
Yep.
We're not in town. We're out of town, but you can still see the 4 lanes, so to speak.
yeah.
Hear the traffic and whatnot. So we like a little spot. Luckily, the land all the way around us will never be sold. It's locked in land estates for farming and all. So
Yeah.
we can see our neighbors. We just don't have them.
Yeah, that's
Interesting
pretty
fact:
good.
Lawton Pittsford lives across the field from me.
Yeah.
And those who don't know, me and Lawton grew up together. Even though we're in the country, a mile apart, but I was my nearest neighbor.
Yeah.
And now his family lives right across the
nearest
field
neighbor
from us.
again.
A neighbor again, yeah. So that's
Another
kinda odd.
circle, another
Yeah, so it's
circle.
another circle that goes back around. So
That
yeah,
is.
with all his big family. So yeah.
Awesome. Well, cool deal. And we'll get to some questions we have in a few minutes that we're gonna try to start asking the folks to come on. But one thing too, I wanted to say that we got an AKA. So Murray is AKA over here, the champ.
That's
I
right.
did.
yes.
I wanted to
Yeah.
talk about the champ for just a minute.
Right.
All right, so I'm gonna lead this in, and I'll let Murray maybe tell you about how he felt on the day of. But so we love competitions, we love some CrossFit around here, and we like supporting everybody, So I'm trying to encourage our people to do some competitions. Hey, talking to everybody.
Yeah.
We didn't have any biters. It was shortly after the
You talking about for the
Open.
one in?
Yeah,
Yes.
this is
Yeah,
this was in.
Yeah, you trying to get teams up to go to?
Yeah, I was trying to get teams up. I was trying to get somebody to go with me. It just didn't happen. Everybody's schedules was off, and I was like, "Hey, Murray, you think you want to get in and do one?" Murray was working out pretty hard
Yeah.
right then. He was in solid condition, And so he said, you know what? This is how he said, yeah, I'll take it for the team. I'll go do this thing. I'll give it a try.
Yep.
And so Juicy, Brian had come and he was like Brian Austin from over at Circle City. He was like, yeah, I'll do it with him. We'll go get this thing.
Yep.
So it was funny. Everybody's got their own way about prepping.
Oh, I got a quick,
Go ahead.
quick fact about Brian Austin.
Yeah.
He lives beside my daddy and mama-in-law now in Headland.
Oh, really?
Tell you, man, it just, he bought the house right beside him.
It's a
just
small
weird,
world.
man.
It's a very
Small
small world.
world.
Yes, absolutely.
Anyway,
And so Juicy, what a nickname.
Yeah.
What's up, Juicy? Shout out here. Came over here so that y'all could prepare for it.
and it
you
was
guys,
like a week out.
yeah, this is like
mean-
right. This is kind of
And y'all didn't even know each other.
We didn't know
right?
each other, never met each other. Nice guys. I mean, I knew right when I met him and all.
How many times y'all practice?
Oh, a lot. I knew right when I met him. I mean, I was like, he was super nice, but I knew he was intense.
Yeah.
And everybody knows him, knows he's intense.
Yeah.
And I knew, I said, wow, he's in it to win it.
We about, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
And hey, guess what?
Yeah.
So in
Sorry.
the end, the champ and Mr. Brian Austin Juicy come out with a number one
Yeah.
spot.
That's right. They
we-
podium.
Number one spot. So it was
Number one
spot.
scale
First place.
division over
Yeah.
there. Number one spot, first place at Graphite's
Graphite.
competition, and they got after it. Let me tell you, they was
was-
pushing it all day.
And he met me on a Monday, so we did a full workout Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday.
Yeah.
And then we had to do the real competition on Saturday.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I had overdone it that week anyways.
And still went and done it. So
Yeah.
I would
yeah,
tell
still went and done it.
I'm gonna throw our pitch in on that. We do not encourage really preparing that much for
No.
the work. Everybody's got a way to do it. They wanted to
Yeah.
gain some confidence.
Well, I
Juicy
think
wanted to
Brian
keep-
was trying to size me up to make sure, because he knew he could do it.
Right.
Yeah, true.
He
I think
wanted to
maybe
make
so.
sure that I could hang
He
at
gonna see
least.
if you could just keep
Yeah.
up with
Right.
it.
And
Keep
so
up.
by Thursday, he said, "This is what you're gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do." And that way we can get
Yeah.
try to make this thing
Good team.
work. Yeah,
Right.
because
Good
he
team
knew his ability already.
Right.
So he was sizing my ability up. And then by Thursday, he had a plan.
Yeah.
He
And
said,
that's
"I
good.
need
And
you
it
to
worked.
do this, and then I'm going to take the slack up here." Hey, I mean, that's great. I mean, have a plan like that.
That's
so
good to go ahead. And so
I
after
had no plan.
That's right.
Period.
you was just gonna move,
Survive,
just do, Just, yeah.
Yeah.
And ended up being the champ. So we just we nicknamed him the champ over here after all that, and gave it to him. That, hey, and you got pumped up about it for a little while.
I did, and then 2 months later, I fell apart.
A lot of us will have a similar story, really.
Yeah.
So we come in, we're getting after it, some things go well, and we come in here and we'll start doing like 2 or 3 a day, or just really hitting it hard, and try to push just that little extra
little
piece.
extra, yeah.
You know, trying to get
Oh, yeah.
an extra 10 pounds on some lift, or trying to go 10 seconds faster on something, and we get the tweak.
Yeah.
And the tweak just sets us back, and then it's
does.
frustrating. And you know, sometimes it's hard to just get back to that routine.
It is very hard.
So get your butt back to that routine,
Yeah,
champ.
yeah. So that's what I'm doing now. But I tell you too, you know, being in here, but I can go back a couple of years because some people are going to ask. I mean, has he done anything before fit? You know,
Yeah,
CrossFit now.
Shoot, yeah.
And I would say this March 8th, which I can remember this date. And Jana says, "You can't remember my birth or my anniversary, but you can remember." So March 11th, 10 years ago, this March, be 10 years since I quit smoking.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was a 2-pack a day smoker.
That's a lot of cigarettes.
Yes, I can relate now.
And I was a 2-pack a day smoker. I weighed 263 pounds. So you can imagine,
Do it,
I
man.
was, pretty big guy. And but I was just out of shape. But I decided, I'm getting in shape. And so that was 10 years ago. What is it, 18? That's 2008. And then I just quit smoking cold turkey. That was a good thing. Never picked up another one again. And then started just walking on a treadmill.
Yeah.
Up there in Headland at
Yeah.
the local gym in Headland. Started on that, then but I wanted to lose. I had a goal of losing 20 pounds before I started on any weights, and I did. I lost 20 pounds. You know, it took 4 or 5 months to really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I was just kind of running. And I couldn't run really a lot. I just run, walk.
Right.
So I did that, but I got down 20 pounds. So that's a goal. Of course, makes your mind clear. You know, you set bigger goals and started working out.
yeah.
So I got a friend of mine to do a little program, and started lifting weights. So really got into like lifting weights again. That was enjoyable. And then decided I'd run. So I started running. Out
Forrest
of blue.
Gump.
Never And I remember
I've
in
seen
high
your
school.
running shorts. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Most everybody around
Tips
town.
and if you knowing about Murray, you know about Murray's
If you
running
know
shorts.
me in my running days, they're short.
I'll let you
His
keep
Daisy
going. I just
Dukes,
want to
yeah.
tell about the 5K we run here in
Yeah.
just a minute, but go ahead.
So I never ran, and then when we were seniors in high school, and we'd do the 40-yard dash, I remember Coach Co coming up to me and saying, "Son, you're just not built for running." And so I
Not
wasn't
fast,
built.
man.
Yeah,
Not
I wasn't
fast.
built for speed
Yeah,
at the time.
speed.
So I wasn't built for speed. So I got into running and ran a first 5K. I didn't run one that year. Probably in 2009 was my first 5K early that year, and ran with some people from Headland, and then got hooked. And so ran that for about 2 years. Done the 5K, branched out, done a 10K, which is 6 miles, and so branched out there, and then branched out and actually run a 15K. So that's up to 9 miles. So so I was thinking, so I'd only done one of them and actually ran a 10 mile by myself one day. And then after that, I thought, well, if I can run 10 miles, I can probably run 15 miles.
Keep going.
Wow.
And so I just conditioned myself, and the whole time I'm in the gym every day working out. So from that period for about 5 or 6 years, I pushed all the way up where I actually ran by myself in Headland just on the back roads. I didn't really run a full marathon, but I was just a couple miles under. I think I was 24 and a half miles.
Damn.
And just, got tired one day
crazy.
and told Janet to come pick me up.
And you
Sort of
quit
like
running?
Forrest Gump, you stop
I'm
in the
done.
desert.
I'm done.
Done. So,
Like that's the visual I got. Like that's,
long beard, long
He's
hair.
like,
I'm done. Come get me.
he's
So-
2.5. You're 2.5 miles short of.
Of a marathon.
And he said, "You know what?
Yeah,
That's
just-
enough."
I mean,
I'm
heck
tired.
with it. So, but
Come get
that
me.
was a good
That's funny.
accomplishment. That was a good goal.
Heck
Yeah.
Going out and running a 20-mile run on Saturday or so much after church on Sundays, that was great. I had a goal, and people. And the funny thing about it is, running was popular, but it's now more popular than it was. We were just on the forefront. I would say there are a lot of older guys that ran around here, and you had Dothan Runners Club that would do stuff. But as far as that, we were kind of on the forefront, us and some people from Headland and people in Dothan that were doing long distance. It really wasn't a long distance thing right then.
Yeah.
So I was really pushing some, I would say, boundaries. I don't know if people agree or disagree with me, but I mean, I would go and tell, hey, I ran 22 miles this Saturday, and people look at you like, why?
Yeah. What are
Right?
you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? And it's always, what are you
bad.
training for?
Yeah. You're
I'm
right.
not training for anything. So we had
For
some,
life. That's what you're
friends up
training
there
for.
in Headland that was doing full marathon Ironmans. We had a couple of guys doing full Ironmans, so they would have to run that, but they would be training for that.
Oh, yeah.
I was just out there doing it
Just decided to go
because
run.
personally, I
That felt
just
good.
wanted to see if I could do it.
Think about that.
That's if you can get that mentality and you can push through it, then you can make it. And that just ain't in running.
No.
That's every aspect of your whole life challenge that we're doing.
Right.
Straight up,
I mean,
straight up
yeah.
Lionheart stuff right there. So the big thing right there, I wanna piggy on that is just what he's saying. Like, I like to listen to a bunch of podcasts, and I'm listening the other day, and it says that exact same thing. It said basically getting that goal together, figuring out your why, and what it is to get to that success place, and how people are most successful when the why is because I want to. Something personally internal. Nothing that anybody else, it's not for anybody else. It's not, hey, you know what, I want to do it because if I can do this, Shannon's going to love me more, or, anybody's going to think I'm cool or anything like that. But you know what, by gosh, I got a challenge in my life, and if I can just, that's what I want to do for me.
Oh, yeah.
And if I'm the only person who knows about it, I'm good with it. People
Yeah.
can have great success there, and then other parts of life.
And people like me just telling my story, people may have not ever heard it, and they'll say,
Yeah.
"Dang, that guy, he's done that. I don't really know him. He don't look like a runner. I never looked like a runner."
Yeah, so
and that was the thing about it. As I wasn't slender, I've always, just been a bigger guy. I always had a little belly, even when I was in the fittest shape of my life.
Right.
Drinking beer, unfortunately, I like, a
Big.
couple of them a day. And so I still had a little beer gut, they call it.
Right.
Yeah.
Not big, and I was over 200 pounds, 210 pounds at my peak of running. I was still 210 pounds. So you're still having to carry that, and I wasn't a fast runner. I mean, I was a 10-minute mile guy.
My your
That's-
sister, she
that's
used that
what
term, fat fit.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
some people,
I've never heard of that term, fat
Yeah,
fit.
so I mean, it was, and that was a good pace for me. 9 miles at my fastest.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't breaking the land speed records. I was doing it for
Right.
distance.
That's right.
And that's what I was pushing myself for.
And you say that too about your weight and not thinking of you as a runner and all. And that, so I heard you were running before I had got back in touch. We had got back in touch with each other. You know, you hear about what folks got going on. I heard you was running. I was like, Murray's running?
Yeah.
Murray ain't running.
It shocked
What
a
y'all
lot of
talking
people.
about? And they were talking about, no, he's running. Like, they were telling me, like, half marathons. They were talking about how far you were running and stuff. And
I would enter a lot of
how about
races. We've done some half marathons and down at the beach.
Yeah.
The biggest one I wish I could have finished was, and maybe one day if I ever get back into it or my legs will allow me, I've finished. I can't even remember what it's called now, but it's a Mount Cheehaw, and it's a 32 miler. So I wanted to get into ultra marathons, which is 32 or more.
Wow.
And that's what I was really striving for, is to go 32 miles. And I didn't get to it, but you start at Mount Cheehaw, basically it's 32 miles. You're going down 7,000 feet of elevation gain through the whole day.
Oh, wow.
Up, down in mountains. And I got to mile 22, and my knee just, you know, I had to wade through chest-high water, pulling a rope. It was 50-something degrees outside, mountain spring water, had to throw my pack up on my thing.
Wow.
To get through it.
It's like a hybrid, it's like Spartan Rocky.
Yeah, it had rained the
Spartan
night before. So all the water was coming off the mountain, rained the night before. We're in our little camper. Me and my buddy Kyle, Jana, and we were all huddled up in Cody because me and Cody drove up there together in our little camper. So anyway, we're all huddled up and it rains the night before, we're cold. And they got to go drop me off that morning to where we're supposed to start. It was but I made it mile 22 and Kyle's waiting on me at the stop. So that was a race I wish I could go back and run. It was a good one. That was one of my biggest, that I would say my biggest race I ever done, because there was thousands of people there running through the woods together. But now we would just run little races here, little races here or there. But then I got to biking, so I riding my road bike. So I was introducing into that, which I would run a bike.
Yeah.
They kind of go hand in hand,
Right,
really.
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
So then I had a good buddy, which is still a good friend of mine, Kyle Robertson. And he still runs and bikes now. He runs more than he bikes. And so you have a partner, even though he was a lot faster than I was, but he's an endurance guy. The only problem is with all that, it's just on your own time. I mean, it's hard to make a living at it.
Yeah.
You can't make a living at it, unfortunately, unless you're just super, super good at it. But it just takes time to train.
Yeah.
And
I feel you on that.
as life goes and kids grow and things,
Right.
so that's where you kind of.
Time starts
That's
to-
kind of my fitness. And if people don't know, I was walking around the Square Headland last end of June. I wasn't running much because I had a knee injury. I was trying to get back just to walking, still riding my bike, and I couldn't pound on my left knee. And it just hit me one day. I said, I'm going to text Matt. I got his number. And just see if I got a class today at the gym. And I did. You were at work.
That's right.
Shannon was here, opened up. And you know Shannon was there. Then I came. My memory serves me like June 26th, maybe on that Friday or
Right.
Saturday, or June 27th, somewhere around in there.
Yeah.
And came in
That's
here
good.
and met people. I don't mind meeting a stranger, so met
He
everybody
don't
in
meet
here.
no strangers.
That's
They ain't no
right.
strangers.
So met everybody in here, had a good workout, and just been here ever since.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and we love having you here. There ain't no doubt. And Murray was setting a trend up here for a minute. He'd hit his workout. He'd go out and get his cold beer. I thought that was an excellent recovery drink. Good way to go at
good
it.
carbs.
Yeah.
That's right.
And that's tough roads right there to go through running all that. I tried one time. I ran with a couple guys from work. They were acting. They said our crew was gonna go run a half marathon, and we were gonna train for it, get ready.
Yeah.
And we ran 6 miles one day, and it hurt.
Yeah.
And then they ran 8 one day, and then called me on the day for 10. I was able to make it, so we ran the 10 miles. And I've never been over probably about 4.5 miles since then. That was it. I sat down on the couch, my knees was aching, and I was like, I'm not going.
Oh,
We never went and ran the half marathon, so we did not make it. So I envy the ability to just grind it out. That takes a lot of grit because
Yeah, I mean,
it starts hurting at about 2.5 miles for me.
Yeah, you got
Did it hurt and you just had to push through it?
Yeah,
or
you
what?
did. They'd get better on your knees, your little, whatever the muscles you may know them in your legs, or your kneecaps around, all that,
Oh, yeah,
whatever they
yeah.
are, your meniscus, whatever they're called.
So it doesn't always hurt. It gets better.
Yeah, had shin splints. And that was when that KT tape was called, Kinesio tape, but actually Kinesio, the company put it out. They didn't have KT tape, they had Kinesio tape.
We'll take sponsors real quick. I got this from the Icon Athlete podcast. They call out their sponsors all the time. So KT tape, great sponsors. Rock tape,
Kinesio.
anytime.
Yeah,
All right.
Kinesio was original.
Just a pitch.
So I was the first guy in Dothan, Alabama to show up with some blue tape on my shins. I had it on my leg because my left one hurt. And it would actually help.
Yeah.
I had it going up just like they showed you on the videos.
Yeah,
That's
it
okay.
does help now.
People were looking at me weird.
Bionic man.
Yeah,
What
and
the
I
heck
told,
is this?
and John Pitchford.
You sure it wasn't the shorts they were looking at?
I got
I think everybody wore
got a quick
shorts,
story about
though.
that one too, and I know you do too. But I remember John Pitchford saying, him and Scott Blankenship, they laughed at me, and he said, "That ain't gonna do nothing." You know, they didn't buy into it. That ain't gonna do nothing.
It's hard to believe.
You can go get some blue duct tape, do the same thing.
Yeah,
you know,
it's hard to believe.
But and actually, you see it now everywhere. And that was 10 years ago.
Yeah,
now
you see it at CrossFit
everybody's
Games.
got it.
Folks
Because
with
it
a
caught
whole
on,
bag
everyone
full
knows
of
it
it.
works.
It took a couple of years by me wearing it before about a year later, I saw another runner in Dothan actually do it.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying I was a trendsetter, but I
Trendsetter.
He was a trendsetter.
We didn't give him
I had to
credit.
find something
Murray
to help
set the
that
trend
shin.
for the rock tape in
That's
town,
right.
and I have used it too. So you had it. You was back before it was.
As
just
far
cool,
as my
man.
shorts, I always like them short. I got thick thighs; they rub together. I got to use Body Glide, they call it, or
Yeah.
Vaseline,
I got
whatever
you.
you want
Yeah.
to know. I
Serves
had to coat it
purpose.
on there.
There's good purpose.
Yeah, I used to have to coat it on there. If anybody knows about that, so I done that. Now I'll tell you a little bit more
Yeah.
about it. Go ahead and tell you my shorts.
At first, Murray shows up over here wearing his shorts. When he first got here, he was wearing his shorts.
Yeah, I had a good
and
pair.
stuff. But we were gonna do a 5K out there in Headland.
Headland, yeah.
Yeah, so I woke up. I'm going to run the 5K, just get some conditioning on, and
You and Todd Dixon and
yeah.
was somebody else.
Who was?
Murray's got his. Who else came?
I'm not sure. Yeah,
Yeah,
but I remember
it was
Todd.
you
I remember
and Todd,
Todd.
and there was another guy, but I don't know.
Yep, there was one other person
Yeah.
that came. So we show up and Murray's got his shorts on, right? And
It was
so
cool
I don't
that day,
know.
too.
It was cool. Like
Yeah.
I'm surprised. I think I was probably
Yeah.
bundled up. I
Yeah.
probably had pants on and stuff.
Yeah.
And Murray comes out with his shorts on. He's looking good in it. And I promise you,
He's
like,
looking good in them.
so people are
They're
watching.
snickering. Oh yeah.
People, there's like a crowd because
He's
it
like,
was
look,
like
I
a
know. They were
fundraiser
snickering.
event.
They were laughing.
It was for the libraries.
It was for the library.
library.
So we're up there and we're running. We're cruising. And we're just cruising together, doing our thing, and we run by some people, and they got their little.
Yeah.
And there is no doubt, Murray shorts were a hit that day. We're coming through, and everywhere you come through, they're joking. I'm like,
Yeah.
now he was the only one with those. I didn't see any.
No, there wasn't nobody else with him.
Trendsetter. He was
Yeah.
being a trendsetter that day. you
And-
know?
and
What was so funny is that we could tell, and I think somebody said it out loud enough so that we could hear that there was actual conversation going on over these shorts, and we're running. I'm cracking up. So it tripped me out. It was
Yeah,
pretty good.
I know
But
about-
Murray don't care. Just know, Murray don't care.
And I'll tell you this too. I would shave about the bottom part of my legs.
Furry Murray. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah. I would shave to my kneecaps.
Yeah.
And you don't want to get in detail, but I'd shave everywhere.
Wow.
Okay, just
It makes
you
them
get what I'm
faster.
saying, yeah.
Yeah.
Cause so anyways.
Right, yeah,
But
I get it.
so there again, you got shorts on and you shave your legs. That's an
Yeah.
odd combination. So.
That's hot,
But I did look
yeah.
good though. Yeah. But now my other, I was sometimes I didn't wear a shirt in some of the races in Dothan. I was behind two ladies. It was already the sun was just beating down on us. The race was at 8, which is a mistake during the heat of the summer. You should have a race at 6:30 or 7.
Yeah.
And we were sitting there, and I was already sweating. And a friend of mine was beside me. And I got a little hair up here. Everybody knows that if you see me with shirt off. And it was just sweating. And you kind of huddled up together
Oh,
right
my.
behind somebody. And God bless them, there was two young gals in front of me. And I could see them talking about me. I knew they was talking about me. And then one of them, she was like, and she said, "Let's scoot up." And she rubbed her chest, referring to my hair.
Yeah.
And I just leaned over there. I said, "It won't bite you."
Oh my.
And they got to laughing about it because
Yeah.
they
Right,
I
they're
told them, I
embarrassed
said,
at that point,
I said,
yeah.
I'll move back a little bit. I said,
Don't worry about it.
I said,
Don't worry
yeah.
about
So, yeah,
Oh
that
my.
was so-
Oh my.
That's cool. Well,
Yeah,
check this
and hold on now, I'm not gonna, but I actually ordered shorts out of California for years.
For that reason?
Yeah,
You couldn't get them from around here.
No, I couldn't get them. So I started
He ain't
wearing
from around
short
here.
shorts.
Yeah.
But then I started on the longer races when I was trying to go 20 miles plus. I'd have to get, well, people call them compression shorts, but these are race shorts.
Right, yeah.
So they're tight.
Yeah.
That way you don't have that friction,
Yeah,
that
right.
rub.
Oh, yeah.
And so there's a company in California called Race Ready. I'd order my shirts and my shorts from them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they had
Special
little pockets everywhere.
Special order.
Well, they had a little pocket sewed in
Did you
on each
run with the
side.
little
Yeah, I
you have
run.
a belt too?
I
where
did,
you
but
could have your
now
drinks?
these had pockets, so you could stick your gels in them,
Yeah.
or whatever you wanted to eat,
Yeah.
stuff like that.
There's room for pockets in them shorts. There ain't no room for pockets in them shorts.
Built, they know
Crazy
they
design.
were tight, but they would have little pockets on the outside built in,
I got
just
you.
like a race belt.
Yeah.
I did wear a race belt because I'd keep my rag on it.
Yeah.
You know, let it hang.
Yeah.
But and then you put your number on that race belt. It was a belt that was made that way. You could put your little bib number. So, and you know, I've saved every bib I ever ran in a race.
Yeah.
Really?
And Jana made me this little plaque with 2 little hooks on them, and I would hook them, and it said
Aw.
5K ready.
Yeah.
And she done that for Christmas one year.
How many do you think you've run?
Several. I mean, I got a thick stack
That's
of races, and then and just as and that was just races. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
things you actually paid for. A lot of times now, I wouldn't pay. Probably shouldn't say that.
Oh, wow.
I would show up.
Y'all don't come back and get him. He just start running. After the whistle, he starts running.
Yeah, I would. I would just get in the crowd and just go, and then coming across the finish line, I just kind of fade to the right or left, and they'd be like, "What's wrong?" I'm like, I ain't got no number, and they'd be like, whatever. And some
You
of
just
them would
wanted to
get
run
kind of,
with it.
some would get kind of
Start
irritated at
chasing
me.
you down.
Yeah.
But you know, then a lot of them knew me a couple years later. I mean,
Yeah.
everybody, like, you kind of know the
Right,
people you
yeah.
run, who's coming. So yeah, and now I
pretty
would.
good.
I'd done this several times too, not get on the race thing the whole time. But I would leave my house from Headland and I would run to Westgate.
Oh,
Well,
wow.
I would run to Westgate because it was exactly 10 miles from my house to Westgate. Oh, and it was exactly
Wow.
11 miles from my house to the Dothan Civic Center. So the races down there, some of the races were there, some of the Civic Center. Then we'd run a race. So one day I left and ran 11 miles to the Civic Center and run a 10K.
Wow.
And then run halfway home.
I don't need to complain running
Yeah.
200 meters.
Yeah.
anymore. Oh,
So I
my.
run halfway home.
Remember when you couldn't run to the stop sign?
I
at the house?
remember. Yes, I do. I remember.
You bragged
I was
about
all
that?
crying and stuff.
I mean, yeah.
She can make it to the stop sign. It was just getting back. She couldn't
That's
do it.
right.
And surprisingly, y'all's neighborhood is a great place to run. I used to run all
I
the way
know. They
all
have
to
races
Westgate,
through 'em
and
all
I
the
was
time.
just-
Sure, so there's
have races
way
all
too
over
many
there.
hills in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
When you go down Burbank and you
Oh,
go
yeah,
down
yeah.
Deer Path there,
They
you
have
get
the
all the way to
races
the
in there.
end, yeah.
oh, they do.
They
They
do have
race in
races
there
all
all
the
the
time.
time.
So it's a
Yeah,
good place.
they
so.
definitely-
Yeah.
So I was, you know, I'd branch out and run in some places by myself, you know.
Yeah.
I had a little 22 pistol I used to carry with me too.
Really? Just in case.
Just in case,
some
man.
serious
Crazy
running. That's some
people out
serious
there.
running.
There ain't no
Right there.
doubt the world
You don't
is
know what you're gonna
something.
run into.
You don't. You got to be
No
prepared.
pun intended, right?
Yeah, right. What's that say right there? Just in real talk. How long we been going at it?
Can
you read it?
I'm not
You
sure.
can get
Yeah,
up.
it says 37.
Ain't bad.
No.
Cool. I like it. Excellent. I just wanted to see where we needed to get to. There was something I was going to say. We was talking racing. We was talking running. Oh, I wanted to say about this is about when Murray first met Shannon. I have to tell.
Oh my, yeah.
I tell this story all the time because
Do you remember that?
it crashed me up.
I don't reckon I do.
The 10
All right,
year
so I'm gonna put
anniversary?
it.
Well, I remember that. Yeah, I remember the.
So this is kind of fast. So
It got
kids,
sketchy
close your
about 8.
yeah,
But from
muffled
lunch to 8, it was fine.
earmuffs, just sing. Yeah, so we all had a good
Yeah,
time.
it was a
Had
good
some drinks,
time,
man,
yeah.
that night. It was our 10-year reunion.
Class reunion, yeah.
Yeah,
right.
we all got together and had a good time out at Omussy.
Yep.
And,
It was a great time. Man.
Yeah, it was a good time. So Shannon's coming to meet Murray, and I think the first what did he tell you?
Well,
You got like
he
you ain't
told
even got to
me,
clean it up.
No, he said, my name is Murray Yance, and he said, I used to tickle your husband's nuts.
She got it backwards. Yeah.
Or backwards.
Something
He used
about-
to tickle your, I don't remember, whatever order it was. It was,
so crude. Wasn't
yeah.
It was straight up. So that it cracked us up to death because Shannon's not a sports fan. She don't think
I don't-
much about
yeah.
nothing. She's like, huh? What?
I'm like, what is that about? Why would you do that?
Yeah,
We had
so
some years of
bad.
our life in high school.
They play
where-
football, that's all I
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So-
Murray was center and I was the quarterback. So naturally, you guys know, I mean, what
what
takes
the quarterback
to do
does to the
that.
center.
I mean, that's, you know, and that was it.
Well,
So
that's
that,
new to
That's
me.
always
I know.
been, yeah, it's
now,
always been a
I had to
joke
go
between
home
us.
and explain to Shannon, and we talked about that a little bit. She was concerned.
That's
but
right.
It's all good. That's just part of love and our friendship for a
That's
long
right.
time.
And I'll never forget that. That's the
Yeah,
first thing
first
you
There you
said.
go.
I'm Murray Yance, and he used to tickle my nuts in high school.
All
So
right.
there you go.
So I like that. That was
Those
what
were,
they did.
yeah, those were good days. Yeah.
They were a good day. Real good day.
Awesome.
That was fun stuff.
Well, you gonna tell about the first time that we met?
Oh,
Yeah.
Now
oh,
your
yeah.
story
Yeah.
strays from my story, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
So the first time that we met, apparently the story
kindergarten.
was something like
Yeah,
we were in
kindergarten.
kindergarten.
I
and
remember it to this day.
Tell me
I
what-
mean, clear.
I see. I'm not good and clear. I want you to
Man.
give it to me because
Well, we were
I
in
would tell it in
kindergarten.
a bended way potentially.
Who's Miss?
I had. Oh yeah. So
Who's your teacher?
Miss Coleman.
Yes, yeah,
That
that's
was
right.
from Miss
That's right.
Coleman.
We're
Saw
Miss
her
Lisa
not
Coleman.
long ago.
I did too.
Either. Yeah.
Saw her eating at a restaurant.
Yeah,
Me and
she's
Jana, she come
she's
and talked
now
to us,
working
sat down
in
with us.
Rehoboth doing something. I
Yeah,
think
she's
still.
retired from-
Retired,
yeah.
but doing some sort of work.
And I thought it was her, and then Jana snuck off and asked her if it was her,
Yeah.
and told her who she was.
Yeah.
And boy, she come over there and she hugged me, and I ain't seen
Yeah,
her.
she's
She
awesome.
sat down and talked to us.
I do
for
think
30
she
more
broke a
minutes.
paddle on me when I was little. I think she did.
So we were getting together, first day of school, or second day, something like that. It's probably the first day. You take pictures.
Right.
You know, you dress up, take pictures, go ahead and knock that out. Kindergarten was all fresh, all new. And we were going down the front of the school building in Columbia, and this was back 33 years ago, so things have changed. Not much, but the band building was always where it was, because it was built. I don't know when it was built, but it was over there.
It's old, you guys.
It's old. So we were in. So anyways, we marched down there, took our class pictures. How I remember it distinctly is we
It's
were
just
coming
not
back,
true.
coming back, and he was in front of me, and coming up the steps, I stepped on the back of your foot, your leg, or something. And so
That's
you
what I
got
think.
you got one
That's
little
what I
step,
think.
and you got a little platform, a little more step going to the front door.
right.
Yeah.
Well, that mid between platform, he felt it best to turn around and punch me in my stomach.
Matt.
And after he
Murray
went ahead,
was, I
and-
think he was trying to tackle me. I
Nah,
don't think he really just stepped on my
after,
shoe.
After he went ahead and set the tone by punching me in the stomach, then he introduced himself. My name's
okay.
Matt. What's your name? My name's Murray. And there it was.
It
And
was.
he
I
loved you
remember
ever
getting
since.
punched in the stomach because he got in
that
trouble.
is
Well,
not
I say
true.
trouble
I
for it. Really
guarantee
didn't
you,
get in
yeah.
trouble.
Well, you know he named a gerbil after you, right?
That's even better.
I did.
That's
I
weird.
did.
Yeah,
we,
he said
bounced
that's
him,
weird.
we bounced him on the trampoline a lot. in the
He
day.
passed away, I think.
He
that
didn't
way.
make it.
So that's the story I always remember.
I tell that Murray was attacking me and I was trying to defend myself, and then that was it. I
Yeah.
said, "Please leave me alone." That is good. That's it. That is the story I got. It's pretty funny, you know.
Oh,
just
yeah.
a hello
Yeah.
introduction and
Bam.
good friends for life,
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So good stuff. Let's get to our questions. So we're gonna
Yeah,
ask these
absolutely.
questions.
What's your first one?
First question is, so in your life, what would you say has been one of the greatest obstacles that you have faced and overcome, and how?
That's an easy one. The greatest
Okay.
obstacle I've overcome is worrying about me all the time.
Yeah, that's good.
So if y'all think about that, because you kind of asked me this earlier to look at it. So I got to thinking about it last week, and I was single. I never really dated anybody in high school. Never dated anybody, and I didn't really have a college. Never dated anybody, one person before Jana, I could really say. So it was me.
yeah.
What Murray wanted to do, what Murray wanted to do, when he wanted to do it. If he wanted to spend this on this, money, I mean, you know. So I think that was my greatest obstacle is facing, is I got somebody else in my life,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
So,
That can be tough to do.
and
I
it
mean,
was tough,
yeah.
you know.
'Cause, I mean, you've been used to it for so long,
Yeah,
doing you.
yeah, 26
You
when me
go
and
do
Jana
what you
met.
want to do.
Yeah, I got married, so
Time, money.
it's
That's a lot of years.
you know, and it so you're selfish, you know.
Yeah.
And I was
By nature.
I was
I mean,
very
we all are, but-
yeah, by nature. I was very selfish, and you know, probably not living like. You know, I don't know everybody says what you're supposed to, but
Right.
probably going down a
Right.
shaky road anyways.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not then. I kind of, you know, ironed myself out a little bit before I met Jana. But yeah, it's definitely about me.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
all about me. I mean, you know, your parents didn't matter, your family didn't
Right.
matter. It's just, you know.
And how'd you overcome that?
How did I overcome it?
Yeah.
By getting married.
By getting married.
Yeah.
So Jana helped you
Yes,
overcome
she
it. And
filled
you guys,
the
if you know
void.
Jana, you know Jana can help him
Yes.
overcome that.
Right.
She's
take
tough.
care of business.
Yes, she is,
yeah.
yeah.
She's real tough. She's great. I love her to death. But on the flip side of that, she was, I would say, kind of the same way.
Right, yeah.
In a
Oh, yeah.
sense.
So you helped her also.
Yeah, she'll tell you and tell anybody that she'd kind of done given up. Like she was never going to find anybody. Well, it just brought her, we were brought together.
Right.
So, yeah, there was a lot to overcome those first couple of
Those
months.
battles. I'm sure if it was anything so in our life,
Oh, yeah.
just getting together, marriage, you think it's this beautiful thing.
Well, it is.
It is this beautiful thing.
I was about to say, hold on
Well, I'm
now.
not
It
saying
is.
that, but it's not like this fantasy world where you say I do and everything's good.
Right,
There's
yeah.
labor
That's true.
within it.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, you got
that's piece
you got
of
a
it.
couple of 3 months of fantasy, like ooh gaga and goo goo over each other
Yeah,
every day.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
You kiss each other when you get up.
Right?
I
I mean, that's what it's supposed
stuff
to be.
like yeah, and it's
Hand me
supposed
my
to be
lunch
like-
as I walk out the door, kiss on the
Yeah.
cheek, it's
Oh,
all
yeah.
good. That
So
kind of thing.
you'll do that a couple of months, but you're right. So I think and I overcome it by
I like it.
finding. I think I found we call
The
it
right
soulmate.
person.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I call
Yeah.
it my
That's
my
nice,
person I'll spend the rest of my life with. And it was a hard adjustment, but we adjusted to it. But now the thing about me and Johnny is when we first got together, we ironed everything out real quick.
Right,
Like,
yeah.
who are you?
Yeah, that's right.
What do you want?
Right.
What do you want from this relationship?
That's
Right.
right. Yeah.
Where do you want this
We
relationship
kind
to
of
go?
did the same thing though.
Yeah, I mean, we were 26. I
that's
mean,
true.
it was time to
That's the best way to do it though.
There was like,
I mean,
so
we had
playing
to-
the game was not
No,
something
no,
anybody was
uh-uh.
interested in.
Right.
No, we were dead
That was
set.
us.
If this is going to happen, it's going to happen.
That's right.
If not, let's cut ties right now and move on.
And that's
Yeah,
a great way to
that
go.
is
So
absolutely, yeah.
that's a good piece of advice.
Communication.
Something to think about. Just
Communication, absolutely.
being
That
up
is it.
front. What's so
right.
divorce? One of the huge things about divorce is that like they don't communicate
No
the
communication.
real person that they are up front.
Yeah.
And you got one person wishing the other one would change, and the other
Yes.
one hopes
Yeah,
they'll
they
never
fake it, a lot
change.
of 'em.
And when you have to come together with false pretense of who you
Nothing
are,
to my divorce friends.
Right, yeah. No offense to anybody who has.
but just
I know
a-
some
a-
things just don't work out.
I've been through.
That's
Hey,
true.
I've been through divorce.
and this
so.
is just statistical from
Yeah.
hearing some stats on it, is that statistically that is a huge piece of why things don't work.
Exactly.
in the
Communication
long
is the
run.
key.
Yeah.
That's
And
right.
we say that to anybody.
Oh yeah,
other
Matt and I,
couples.
same
Yeah.
way.
Communication say we don't hide anything from each other. I mean, whether it be the littlest stuff, because I feel so bad about it.
Yeah.
If I try to,
Right.
and I try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then I just fall apart.
Yeah.
I mean, you come crying like I just, I spent $10 and
Right.
it's not big stuff. This is
Right.
just silly stuff.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's
You
right.
know, and they're just silliness, and the big
Right.
stuff we can just flip a quarter and go on about that, but it's the
Yeah.
little stuff that eats me up.
Oh, yeah.
So I said,
So honesty and communication.
Yeah, honesty and communication.
I like
so,
that. That's
so that's
good.
one of my. That's how I kind of overcome it. It's found my life partner, I think.
Yeah.
So,
That is
changed.
to you. That's good. I
So-
like that. So another one that we're gonna ask is, so why do you think people just give in or give up on a task? Like, so when you're facing that, I mean, why do people just give up? Or if it's something else in life, like, what do you think the reason is people just give up or give in on
easy.
a task?
What do you
It's the
think?
easiest.
It's easy.
Yeah, it's easy to give up, right?
It's easy to give up because if they're not holding themselves accountable or don't have an accountability partner in something, of that situation, I think it's just easy because they feel like they can't do it or they
Yeah.
can't strive for that or another thing is, especially in a gym atmosphere, let's just say in a gym atmosphere, you and your buddy come in together, you sign up together, 3 months later, he's here and you're still mid-level.
Right.
That's
oh,
a
yeah.
very
That-
good point.
Yeah, that is a great
so
point.
you
Yeah.
look at that,
That makes a lot of sense,
and
yeah.
so it
gets tough.
So in the last 2 years, y'all seen people, some come, some go, but then you've seen people rise. But then you say, okay, well, she's here, and then she's here,
Yeah.
and you're not pointing fingers at nobody, but you know who's got more grit and determination than somebody
Right.
else.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Even though you're trying to encourage them,
Consistency.
yeah,
Yeah.
And the other thing bad is you don't want to tell yourself that you can't do it or you, I'm saying that right, you can't do it or you give up. It's a mind game.
Yeah.
You just got to wrap your mind around it. Accountability is great.
Yeah.
Right.
If
Oh,
you can
yeah.
have a partner or somebody to
Yeah.
stick with you or hold you to the feet to the fire.
Yeah.
And I think that's why people do give up. It's just and the easy
It's
factor
true.
because they can give up and go home.
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, you can
I
give
mean,
up
you know.
and you can quit. You can walk out the door. It is the easiest thing. We talk to people at times about giving up on life as
Yeah.
far as it goes that far.
Absolutely. Oh,
and
yeah.
some of the people who have
Yeah.
those problems and things that they want to get the reasons they want to give up for is, in some of the conversation I've had, it's just what's the point?
Right.
It's easier. It's over when I give up. It's
Yeah.
done.
Yep.
You know, you don't have to deal with it anymore. None of the pain, the pressures,
right.
or anything else that you're dealing with. You give up, and you just don't have to worry about it anymore. That's it.
You can kind of say, and this is kind of totally off kilter, but it ties into it is and I hate if anybody had to go through a bankruptcy.
Oh, yeah.
Let's just say, used to it was real easy. Give up,
Right.
file it, move on.
Yeah.
Forget about everything you ever owed, or just
Yeah, right.
wash it
Right.
away. So you can kind of look at that. I mean, people will that's what they want to do. They just want to give up, or get it out of their mind, wash it away. But in the midst of all that, your feelings, you can hurt feelings. Your feelings can get hurt. You hurt others, hurt yourself, hurt your
Right.
family.
Yeah.
So it's like I said, it not just here, not just at work, but it's a downhill spiral sometimes.
Right.
That can
To
kind of
see
tie
somebody go through it.
to learning some things about your first piece there. So, really, that accountability partner can also be that life partner,
Right.
that really helps you, a reason that you fight for it. When you have kids or when you have that accountability partner, whatever it is, that you do fight for it harder and that you don't give up and that it's not necessarily easier at that moment to give up because you got people depending on you.
Oh, yeah.
That makes sense.
And then if you give up with, you just said if you give up with people depending on you, that's just you're just going down the wrong path.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and we've seen it. I've seen. I'm sure
I've
y'all
seen-
seen
yeah.
it
Yeah.
I mean, most
firsthand.
definitely.
And just it's just, and you feel for them, you try to help them, or whoever it may be, but they can be helped.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, they can.
yeah.
No doubt.
Of course, I've given up on things.
I have to.
Before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
We've
gonna
all
say,
done
yeah.
a few
That's what I'm
things.
saying. And you
know.
saying that it's the
Yeah.
easy thing makes me think. It's going to be interesting to hear everybody's point of view
Yeah.
on it as we go. But you just saying that it's easy, it makes me think. Oh yeah, because let me tell you,
Yeah.
like I do CrossFit here, and I mean I love having it, and I love working out, and I go hard, and I do my thing. But let me tell you, I just stopped running. I quit working out at the house one day. I'm doing like 5 rounds or something, and I'm like in the middle of it, and I'm like, what the heck? This is tough.
Yeah.
And I hate to tell on myself, but I just packed it up. Inside,
Kind of like your run.
Kinda
Get
like
me,
your-
Jana.
Yeah, absolutely.
Come pick me up. Yeah.
I waited till I got back from the run, though, Murray.
Yeah.
I just didn't pick the barbell up again, okay?
Yeah.
I
But I
finished
mean,
the run.
that's true.
But it was easy to do.
It's just easy to quit. So.
Now, and I tell you, but I did feel bad about it when I was
Yeah.
done for a minute.
Yeah,
For a minute.
just for a few
Yeah.
minutes.
So then the last thing is, what would you say are your top 1 to 3 tools or habits for success? So I find you as successful. You know what I'm saying? Very successful.
appreciate
Got
that.
your own business.
Yep.
You take care of your family.
Yep.
You're such a giving person.
Appreciate that.
and just a kind soul. There ain't no doubt about it, Murray. And,
Well,
and you have worked hard
Yeah.
to go through it. And to me, like I'm gonna tell you, so we're all kicking it a little bit on some evenings,
Mm-hmm.
and Murray's like, I'm going home. I gotta go to work in the morning.
Yeah.
And to me, like owning your own business, having your own self-discipline to do the things that you do that you got to do,
Business says.
that's hard. If somebody just tells you got to show up at a certain time, that's one thing.
Right.
But for you yourself to say, I got to show up at a certain time and do
Yeah.
it, that's pretty good. But I see you as successful, so I just what do you think?
Successful things. Well, for people that don't know, I'll just give you a little quick 5-minute history. That work for myself. I've been working for myself now for 8 years, going on 9 years now, and this is the second time per se. The first time was years ago. My dad retired, and I picked it up and just kind of ran with it until about me and Jana got married. But that's when 2004 was about to hit, and we had that economy just boom,
Yeah.
it
Right.
busted, and so I was able to get out quickly, sell some stuff off. I owed no money, so
Yeah.
great. I got out and I went to work for somebody for just about 3.5 years
Yeah.
until I got laid off. We didn't get fired, just got laid off, and then picked my tools back up and went back to work.
Yeah.
So I had to, so Cody was born. He was less than a year old. Yeah. Came home, told Jan I got laid off. I was on the road working, doing plumbing for a big company, and she said, "What are we gonna do?" I said, "We'll put my tools back on the truck and get after it."
Yeah.
And that's what we did. That was almost
That's
9
good.
years ago again. So it was a scary thing.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
A very scary thing. So, But just some successful tools is number one, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, you got to believe in yourself. You got to believe in what you're doing.
Yeah.
I mean, if you don't believe, if you don't think you're going to make it successful, and this is anything, not just owning your own business, it's doing anything. Believe that you can do the job that you do every day in a good manner.
Yeah.
Okay. Number two, I think, is do the best you can at what you do.
Yeah.
Right.
And it don't matter if you hanging off the back of that garbage truck. Hey, be successful at it.
Right.
Be the best that you can
I'm
be
dead
doing it.
serious, yeah. Be good at it.
Yeah.
And I have told people that, and you know, you're talking about serving and going to talk. I don't meet strangers, and I know all our garbage guys
Yeah.
Right.
in Edmond. You know, that's good to get to know people
Oh yeah.
because they want to make sure they're, you know, they feel like they're wanted just like
Oh, yeah.
I
yeah.
want to feel like I'm wanted.
Yeah.
I'm not just talking about that, but that's just, you
Right.
know, so, and I
In
encourage
any
them,
position.
you know, do the best you can do, anything. So you encourage your kids to do the same thing.
Yeah.
Do the best they can at anything to do.
That's right.
So one time, quick story here too, I had a pulling out nails out of boards. My dad's real cheap. He won't save every little screw, every little nail. I told Cody, I said, Cody, you pick them nails up, put them in that bucket, I'll give you $1.
Yeah.
Right.
I said, but you got to do it now. You got to do it good. When a child's mind, he said, okay, but I'm going to start tomorrow. You know, so, you know, I mean, so do the best you can right now, Cody.
Yeah.
Don't do it
Not
tomorrow.
tomorrow.
Because
right
tomorrow
now.
you done forgot about it.
Yeah.
So, but I think that's a good second tool is believe in yourself, do the best you can. And the third tool, or the third thing I would say probably is I had a couple different things on my mind, but I'm kind of low here. I done forgot what it was. I got to talk about it.
Well, it says 1 to 3,
Yeah, 1 to
so
3.
you don't have to get
Yeah, but, so believe in yourself, do the best you can. I mean, that's two.
And you really got a third one there, really. You talked about doing it right now. You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, yeah, do it right
I
now.
think
Don't
that's
wait.
a P. I
Yeah.
think that's a good
That-
tool because
yeah.
if you sit there like and wait,
Yes.
don't put
Yes.
off
Don't put it off. No.
what you can do. Now, that's
And
me
that's-
talking, and I have in my life's past been much a procrastinator.
Yeah, I put off a lot
You
of
can
stuff.
still get there and do it some now too, for
Yeah.
sure. But
The two success, and then I think the third one too. And I don't want to dive off into the faith department, which
Yeah.
I'm a Christian. I believe in Jesus
Right.
Christ.
yeah,
But I think that could be a good third one.
yeah,
You know, well, it is for me. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
believing in something like that, as I call it, the ultimate belief,
yeah.
Right.
is another successful thing. for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
there ain't
totally
no
agree
doubt
with
about that.
Yeah.
We'd agree with that. And when you were talking about the marriage and the getting through and the success thing and the things that you guys tell everybody, it was on my mind that we tell the same thing. Like, so
Right, yeah.
why? What saved us from
God.
some
yeah,
of the hard
Christ.
parts of marriage?
Yeah, we turned our marriage over to Christ.
That's right.
Yeah,
You
so
got to.
so we believe, and that you're right. That was huge for us
That is-
because
yes.
without doing that, we were unhealthy.
Oh, absolutely.
And not that it's all sunshines and rainbows
Right. We
once
don't
that
have it figured
happens,
out, but yeah.
but there was an obvious transition there when it happened. So that definite tool.
And
for
sometimes it's
success.
not an immediate transition.
Oh,
Right, yeah.
And it could take a little time, but over time, there's you'll see the results to
Right.
that
And the reward, yeah.
and the rewards to that
Yeah.
because you got a healthy marriage.
Right.
And I can tell y'all from our friends in Headland who's known us for years and known our marriage, right when we first got married, because we're stubborn, Jamie's real stubborn, I'm
Yeah.
stubborn.
Yeah.
They claimed we would never make it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can ask them today when they, because a lot of them come to Sunday school class.
Yeah.
They
You
say,
teach Sunday school,
Yeah, I
right?
do. I teach it. Me and Jana kind of do a team up thing, and I strive to try to do the best I can at teaching.
Yeah.
I do read, thoroughly through the book that we have because the guys who wrote that book are smart.
Yeah.
So I figured let's
Yeah.
read some of what they got to say.
Oh,
They
yeah.
don't want to
Oh,
listen
yeah.
to me the whole time.
Yeah.
But so doing that, they can tell you now, as far as me and Jana, that we got a strong marriage.
Yeah.
And they would say, we'd have never thought that y'all would
Right.
survive. But
Right.
you got one of the solidest marriages.
Listen, y'all some
that
characters,
I've
man.
ever
Ain't no
had.
doubt.
Yeah, I mean, that,
you want to have a good time and
Yeah,
do
I
some
mean,
laughing and some giggling. You get them
Yeah.
two together and just hang out with them for a little while.
Right.
And it's fun, but yeah, so faith is another tool to me. Unfortunately, not everybody has that.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
That's true.
That's true.
and
that's it. That's the kind of a decision we talked to some people. It's a personal decision that only those
You
people
can
can
make.
make. Yeah,
That's
right.
and that's totally
your
up to
journey,
them.
yeah.
pray for them, and hopefully they'll be in that, hopefully they'll accept one day, and
Yeah.
want to hear the good news. But So that's good. And
Yeah.
now you talking about serving. I like to help anybody.
Yeah.
And I used to not be this way.
Yeah.
And I go ahead and tell y'all until that, I got my life right, got married and all. I used to not. I mean, I would help you, but now I like to help people.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It just makes me feel good. It makes what I'm doing feel good. I try to give my time, money to things that I know is gonna make a difference.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's I do like to do that.
You have certainly helped us around here.
Well, I appreciate
We
that.
appreciate it.
Oh, yeah.
Also, the sponsor, you can't see it if you look
Yeah,
at
you
it.
can't see it.
Oh yeah, that ain't no problem.
Aftermath 2,
Yeah.
official sponsor.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we appreciate that giving that you've had for us.
Yeah, and another thing too that I'll tell people is your heart changes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
so I used to not
That's true.
cry about nothing. I was very hard-hearted.
That is so true. That is so true. I cry over everything.
Yeah.
Commercials.
Yeah, hard-hearted. I wasn't. Now I'm
Stories,
I'm
yeah.
a Hallmark watcher, crier, commercial crier,
Okay, so I don't do
Christmas.
homework, but yeah, I do.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't done got to the part that I'm like really sensitive.
Right.
Yeah.
But it does change your heart. You have that faith that changes your heart.
Right.
And people know that. And especially if you have kids.
Oh,
Of course,
absolutely.
kids just
Especially
change
if you
your
have
heart.
children,
It
yeah.
does.
And then if you have, just your sensitivity towards other children, you want to see them succeed.
Right.
And then you got people who do harm to other people, and that just
Yeah.
burns you up.
Right.
Especially in the kid department, that just makes you blood boil. So you get real sensitive to a lot of that.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I've gotten a lot more sensitive through the years. Am I still be a hard ass? Yeah.
Yeah.
Ask my kids,
Right, yeah.
Ask my wife sometimes. So.
Right.
But one thing we'd like to do is kiss and makeup every night.
Every night, is that before bed? Just there's always a kiss and makeup.
Yeah,
Don't go to bed mad.
Don't go to bed mad over
That's
anything. Tell them you love them. Kiss them if you
There you
can.
go.
There you go.
We're good.
But so those are some successful tools.
Yeah, I like that. Those are good answers to our questions, and that's the first run of those questions. What else we got? You got anything
I
else?
think that's it. I think we've had
That
a
was pretty good. Yeah, I enjoyed that
Oh,
conversation,
absolutely.
Murray. It's good to.
I appreciate y'all
to
inviting
learn
me
about it.
on.
Yeah,
You
you were
know.
definitely. So you're our first outside the house Lionheart.
That's right.
Thanks for doing it. We're
Oh
gonna-
yeah, ain't no
characteristics.
problem. Yeah.
Good stuff. Listen,
It
so
was
we can
fun.
make this thing like 4 hours long. I guarantee you. We
Oh,
can
yeah.
sit here and
Yeah,
just
oh,
talk
yeah, we can
and
talk
talk
another
and
hour.
talk about
Yeah, there ain't no
things
problem with
nonstop.
that.
There'll be some more interesting stuff to come as we keep this thing going. Y'all, listen. Check us out, please. We're gonna be on SoundCloud right now. We're gonna be in. No. What am I trying to say?
We're
We
on
talked about it earlier.
YouTube.
YouTube. We got a
YouTube,
YouTube
yeah.
channel.
That's right.
Check out the YouTube channel.
That's right.
Give us some comments, some feedback
yeah.
on what you think, just so that we can move forward. Again, let us know if there's somebody you want to hear from. This Celebrating Lionheart is just about celebrating great people,
That's right.
and their lives and what they go through. We didn't even talk about what a simple day in the life of Murray is. I had that planned, but we
well,
just go and talk through this.
I know.
now.
I give you a 2-minute simple day. Is I wake
yeah.
up at 4:30. And then Jana wakes up at 5 usually. I can't convince her to get up at 4:30.
Yeah.
I don't know why. She wants that extra 30 minutes.
That's
30
right, yeah.
minutes.
And then the kids are usually up at 10 till 6. By that time, we've already eaten, done our little thing. And, let the dog in, let the dog out, whatever.
Right.
And
Routine.
then, routine, yeah, it's a basic routine. I fix lunch, try to help her. She, fix Cody's lunch, get Heather together. She's a little more ornery than Cody is.
Yeah.
Cody's cool. He puts on his clothes, gets ready. They are at daycare dropping Heather off at 6:30.
Yeah.
So because Jana is, she wants to be at school. I
Yeah.
mean, she wants to start her day.
Right.
I got
She's a
you.
teacher,
So,
right?
yeah. And then I walk back to the back barn. Everybody kind of shows up around 7, 10 till, and it's on from there.
It's on from there, yeah.
You
Full
know,
day
it's
of
just
it.
a full day of running a business, going from job site to job site, or doing this or working, because I'm a working owner. So, and it gets hectic. I think that particular day you were talking about, I had to be at a concrete pour at 3
Yeah.
in the morning at the nuclear plant.
Right, yes.
Yes,
I
that
do
was
remember
it.
it.
Yeah, I think so.
And they do that early, so I just had a
Yeah.
long day having that one particular day.
Yeah.
But it gets hectic.
Oh, I guarantee
You know, owning a business and working another job too.
Oh, yeah.
You know how it is.
Oh, it gets hectic, yeah, for
there's
sure.
there's a grind to it. There ain't no doubt. And there's, one thing for us is it's play here, and it's
Yeah.
a little different when you make it for your livelihood. But
Right.
yeah, so do check us out. We're gonna
Share, go to our Facebook,
share
like
the
us, share
page.
the page.
We just wanna get these podcasts out there to celebrate others. We wanna keep this move. I won't say movement. I would
Moving
say-
forward.
Well, yeah, it's
That's
more.
great.
We're going to keep it going. So,
That's
I see on your sign out there, you follow us on. You got like 10 different little.
Yeah, it's Facebook,
I have none of them on my phone.
Instagram,
Murray doesn't
YouTube,
even do
and
social
Twitter.
media at
So-
all or anything, and we're working on our skills there. So,
right, yeah.
Anyway, thanks again, Murray, for coming
Oh, yeah.
and
Appreciate
sharing with
y'all.
us. We've
Thank
enjoyed
y'all.
it, and we'll see you guys next time.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, hit it.